Hello everyone, Hare Krishna. So thank you so much for watching my video. So today I have come up with a very nice topic. It's managing and understanding anger. So I have seen that most of my friends, colleagues, and even kids also getting irritated and show up the anger. They can't control their anger and they get burst out sometimes. And I have seen that when I interact with the friends or colleagues, so sometimes like the conversation end up with the heated arguments. So these are the things which are, I find these things are very common nowadays. So people have very less temperament, or a very, they are not able to tolerate it, and they get burst out and they speak badly with their friends or colleagues. So that is why like I have chosen this topic, that what is the cause of such thing, first thing, and what is the solution, and what is the Bhagavad Gita reference or comment on this anger management. So that we will be going to see today. So again, thank you so much for watching my video. And if you have not subscribed my channel, please go ahead and subscribe it. And this will motivate me to bring such topics and create videos on such topics. So, so thank you so much. And this particular video is not specific to any audience. So it is mostly like I have kept kids in mind and prepared this video, but this video will be useful for all the categories. So let's check it out. So I will just share my screen, and I have prepared one PowerPoint slides and PowerPoint deck so that I'll be presenting today. So let me share my screen quickly. And if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to drop me in the chat box, and I can see the chat box and quickly I will reply to that question. Okay, so let me share my screen. All right, so yeah, so welcome to Kids Lifestyle Hub family. So I have uh, invented this, or I have created this YouTube channel just to guide kids and their parents. So more focus is to guide kids and their parents also, how to handle kids queries and how to cultivate kids, children. So for that purpose I have created this YouTube channel, and I have my own uh, website also, where like I post all the videos and uh, create lot of presentations and courses also I have. So please check it out, those courses. Okay. So let's go to the next slide. So let's do small prayers. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. Hare Krishna. So today's topic is, first we will see the prayers, and then icebreaker question I have. So we will see one by one. Okay, so today's icebreaker is activity. Just memorize this number. I'm giving you just 30 seconds. Your time starts now. I will switch off, stop sharing. I will stop screen sharing session quickly once 30 seconds get over. Yeah, I have stopped sharing now. So now you have to tell me the numbers which you have just seen. Okay, so this is just a mind exercise, memory exercise. How many numbers we can store in the memory? So for that purpose, we have played this. Alright. So okay. So the screen which I have shown, that is for kids who are above like 10 years, 10 to 10 years above for them, because it has three digit number. So for kids who are below 10 years, so for them it will be very difficult to memorize three digit numbers. So I'm bringing them two digit numbers now. Okay, so you can message, or you can put in the chat box how many numbers you have memorized it. So please don't take screenshot so that is no cheating here. So just take just memorize and type in the chat box how many numbers you have memorized it. Okay, again I'm sharing it. So this is, let me share it quickly. So this was the previous screen. So now I'm going to the next screen. Mm. So this table is for children who are below 10 years. So time starts now. Again 30 seconds. Memorize it and type in the chat box the number which you have memorized after 30 seconds. Let's see how many numbers you can memorize it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now you can type in the chat box how many numbers you have memorized it. Okay, those who will be watching this video later point of time, so they can also play this game, and even they can encourage their children also to play such games. Just give them any random number and ask them to memorize it. So what will happen, their memory power will increase. They can store, actually our memory has abundant space, like our computer has a limited space, like uh, 1 TB 1 terabyte or 500 GB, like that, right? We have a limitation in computer or any devices, like our mobile device also we have memory, where like we have limited memory, correct? But here our memory is abundant. We can store n number of things, limitlessly we can utilize our memory. It is not that we have limited storage of memory. So we have abundant space in our memory. Okay, so I would encourage all of you that you play such games, and try to. Yes, I can see one response. Very good. So you have memorized two numbers. That's really great. All right. So children who will be watching later, or parents who will be watching later. So this is not, this exercise is for everyone. So nowadays, like, our memory is getting very short. Correct. Earlier we used to see that our my father used to remember all the telephone numbers. He was memorizing it, and he was not looking into the diary also, because that time there was no mobile phones, only landline phones were there. So he used to memorize all the numbers, and whenever somebody was asking, he was quickly able to tell them that this is the number, like that. So we have to also memorize things like that. So this exercise will improve the memory power of your kid. All right, so let's go to the next thing. So this was just a icebreaker so that everyone can get hands on and get a live be. So now would request you to please be present and focus on the learnings. So, what is anger? So, let's first understand that what is anger. So, anger is one letter short of danger. Correct? So, if you see here, if we just add a D before anger, then it will become danger. Correct? So, anger is just one letter short of danger. So, we can understand that how dangerous this anger is. Correct? That's why purposely I have pasted this picture here, because anger is very dangerous. First of all, we have to understand that unless and until we will not accept this, that anger is not good for me, then we will keep on, you know losing our temper on anyone with whom we will interact. It it can be your friends, can be your mother, father, or your son, or your brother, sister, anyone. You can lose your temper on them. So, first of all, we have to understand that this is dangerous. This is not at all good. So, the thing which is not good, so to overcome that, we have to do certain things, right? So, for that purpose, we have to how to control it, and what are the cause of this, so that we will see in the next slides. So, first of all, in this slide, we have to accept that anger is not good for me. Okay, once we have accepted this, that anger is not good, then only we will be able to correct it. Otherwise it will be very difficult, and we will spoil mood of everyone with whom we will interact. We will spoil their mood, because what happens, people think that anger is good. So anger is like, if I will dominate other person, then that person will listen to me. That kind of a misconception they create in their mind, and they do certain things like this. Okay, so that is why this anger is not at all good. First of all, you have to understand this, then only you will be able to correct yourself. So let's go to the next slide. Yeah, so cause of anger. So what is cause of anger? So anger is born out of desire to enjoy, to be the proprietor or controller. So these are the main uh, reason for getting angry, no? For losing your temper on others. What? How it was born? It was born. No, anger is born out of desire to enjoy. If we want to enjoy certain things, okay, and if we don't get that enjoyment, then we become angry. So that is one reason. Second one is, we want to become a proprietor or controller. Now, we want to become a controller of certain things, that I this particular thing should or this person should listen to me. If I'm saying something, he should strictly follow me. That kind of attitude sometimes we cultivate, correct? So what happens if we create such kind of attitude? Then it will become very difficult for other person to cope up with us. So that is why we have to understand that we should not, you know try to control anyone. Otherwise we will spoil our relationship if we will try to become a controller or proprietor. We should always, what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that our nature is to love, huh? And to be loved. So that is our nature. And Krishna says that we shall be like a servant of servant. That kind of attitude we should have. We should cultivate that kind of attitude, that I am a servant of servant. Correct? I'm a servant of God. So if you will cultivate this kind of a thinking, then automatically you will become a kind of a, if you have that servitude, no? If you cultivate the moral value servitude, then what will happen? You will be very happy and you will serve everyone. You will not try to control anyone. Okay, so that is why this is very important to be to drop this mentality of controllership or proprietorship. So always behave like a servant. It is really a bit difficult also sometimes to behave like servant, but somehow or other we have to cultivate this in order to overcome this anger. So we will not become angry to anyone. Okay, and we will be very calm, because now we are considering ourselves as a servant. Hmm. So this is very powerful tool to overcome anger. Okay, all right, so let's see. So we have seen the cause of anger, yeah, okay, and desire also. So we never try to desire of enjoyment, or to enjoy the things. For example, like if I am very hungry, okay, and I'm desiring to eat rasgulla, hmm, or gulab jamun. I'm just thinking that I should get that, and I will be very happy if I see that particular dish in my menu, in my lunch or in my dinner. So but when I go for lunch and see that I have not got that, rasgulla or gulab jamun, then what will happen? I had desired that I should get it, but when I will not get it, I will become angry. So that is why we should not desire, first of all, desire for enjoying anything. Okay, we have to actually serve everyone. We should not like desire to enjoy. Okay, so that is one thing. If we, or we shall never think of anything like we should not desire anything. Otherwise we will end up with anger. We will not be able to control our anger. Or if we want someone to behave according to my will, so that is also not good. Everyone has their own will, free will. So according to that, everyone behaves or do the stuffs, correct? So we should not. So two things here we have learned from the cause. What are those two things? The first thing is desire to enjoy. Anger comes from that. And second thing is to be a proprietor or controller. When we become proprietor or controller, then anger comes. Okay, so these two things we have learned about the cause. So these are the major, you know uh, cause of anger. So there are multiple causes we can find it out, but these are two major things, major, you know impediment, I would say, that I have shown today. So let me share my screen again. And We will see what is next. All right. So in Bhagavad Gita, we have, the reference of this. But I have bought this. I have brought this two shloka to go through this anger management. So in Bhagavad Gita also, we can find that Krishna has spoken about this, that how to control anger and what are the causes of anger. Okay. So if you have any questions, please feel free to write to me. Okay, write in the chat box. All right. Or if you know anything which I'm not covering, if you find, you can also uh, mm, put in the chat box. So I will try to cover that also if time permits. Okay. So feel free to post your questions. If I will not be able to answer it during this live session, I will answer it later also. All right. So the main purpose is to learn. Okay, that is the main purpose. So let me just share my screen. Okay. So Bhagavad Gita verse 62. Let's read it out. So you can read it along with me also. This is very important shloka of a second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which talks about how the cause of anger. Okay. ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः सङ्गस्तेषु उपजायते सङ्गात् सञ्जायते कामः कामात् क्रोधो अभिजायते. Again we will read. ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः सङ्गस्तेषु उपजायते सङ्गात् सञ्जायते कामः कामात् क्रोधो अभिजायते. So this is very important and wonderful shloka, to recite. So you also try to memorize this shloka, so you can quote it anytime when you need it. You can try to memorize this shloka to your children also. Help them to memorize it. It has very deeper meaning. So we will go through the meaning of this. So the translation says that while contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops attachment for them, and from such attachment lust develops, and from lust anger arises. Okay. So this is very nicely it is written here. So we will, in the next slide we will see the step by step how it happens. So while contemplating the objects of the senses, so what happens sometimes, like for example, like we have, as like I had taken example of eating rasgulla. uh, when we eat rasgulla, so we contemplate it, no? Oh, the sweet of the rasgulla, when I last time when I had eaten it, it was so tasty. And it gave me good pleasure and all that way, like we will think of it and we will try to contemplate it. And then what happens, our attachment will get develops, no? We will get attached with that taste, and we will try to get that, always that I should get. I start expecting that if I'm going to eat lunch or dinner to my friends or anywhere, I shall get the Rasagulla. That kind of feeling I will start cultivating it. And then from such attachment, lust develops, desire develops, that I shall get it. So that attachment comes, and after that, desire comes. And then, if that desire doesn't get fulfilled, then what will happen? Anger arises. If I will not get Rasgulla, then what will happen? I will become angry. So this is the process. See how very nicely this has been, spoken by Krishna 5,000 years back. So it is not like we are only fighting with this anger. We can see in past also, like during our Satya Yuga, when Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksh were there, they were also very angry. Uh, So we can say that this anger is part of whom? Asuras. Uh, Asuras, those who are not godly, those who doesn't love God, they are called as asuras, demons. So demons have such kind of qualities, a bad quality, I would say, anger. Uh, so they possess this anger in very large amount. So we should, are we demons? No, na. So we should not cultivate or possess this anger. We have to throw it out. All right. So let's check it out next shloka. So this is also related with this. So this is what we can understand the cause of anger. Okay. So in next shloka, see what we will see. In next, it is the what will happen if we will possess anger. No? In Hindi, we call it as growth. So let's read it out. This shloka. It's 2.63 Srimad Bhagavad Gita shlok. क्रोधाद् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहा स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिं भ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. Let's read it out once again. क्रोधाद् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. So this is also very important shloka. Both are connected shloka. The earlier shloka we have seen, or we have undergone that it has the cause of anger. Now we are hearing the what will happen when we get angry. Okay. So let's read out the translation. From anger, delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost, and when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool. So this is what has been said by Sri Krishna. What will happen if we possess anger, or if we get always angry? So these things will happen. That delusion means what is wrong, you will accept it as a right. So that is delusion, correct? And due to that delusion, what will happen? Bewilderment of memory will happen. We will get bewildered. Our memory will get bewildered. And bewilderment of when we will get bewildered, our intelligence will be lost. We will not be able to discriminate what is right, what is wrong. What intelligence help us? How intelligence help us? Intelligence help us to discriminate what is right, what is wrong, correct? So that skill we will lose if we will not if we will do if we will become angry. And when intelligence is lost, intelligence is lost, one falls down into the material pool. So here actually this Bhagavad Gita shloka spoken by Sri Krishna, it is for actually soul, uh, and how we have to behave it. If we will not behave it, so material in the sense, like we have spiritual and we have material, correct? We have already gone through the difference between the material and the spiritual. So here Krishna says that we will fall down in the material pool. Means we in material, how it in material pool means whatever is right, we will accept it as wrong. Hmm. So that happens in the material world. Hmm. And in spiritual world, there is no as such duality, right, wrong, up, down, or so. So everything is always right, or there is no as such anger. There will be always happiness. But in material world we have such kind of dualities, and the the bad of good is here in the material world. That is how we can understand this. Okay, so just to summarize this, in short or in one line, that anger is not good for us. If we want to become a good human being, then we shall overcome this anger. Okay, otherwise we will never be happy, and we will keep unhappy to others also, no? Others who are interacting with us or who are meeting with us, they will become they will become frustrated with us, like if we will behave like that. So that is why anger is not good for us. So we should try to delete anger from us, and it is not like will happen in a 1 day or 2 day. It requires a lot of practice. And we will see one story also, how one father helped his child to overcome this anger. Okay, so hope you have understood the reference of Bhagavad Gita. So again, if you have any questions or any comments, please post in the chat box. I'm continuously watching chat box also. So if I get any message, I will quickly try to respond it, or later after the session also I can respond it. But please feel free to respond, and okay, post in the chat box. So let me share my screen again. Okay, so these are the eight process, what we have read actually in the Bhagavad Gita, shloka 62 and 63 of second chapter. So, so this, if you will remember this, then you will remember the shloka, or if you will be able to explain it to anyone. If you are a parent and watching this video, then please take a snapshot of this or try to memorize it, and this will help you to guide your children also, or you can implement for yourself also. So contemplation, Rasgulla example we can take. Try to contemplate about that. And then attachment, lust comes. Lust means to desire, to have that, to enjoy the sweetness of rasgulla. If I will not get it, then I will become angry, and when I will become angry, I will fall into delusion. I will, whatever I write, I will not accept it as a right, I will accept it as a wrong. So delusion, then bewilderment of memory, then loss of intelligence and fall down. So we have discussed this. Just this is a kind of easy to remember. Okay, now we have story time. So as I said, like we will be going to hear one story about anger management, where a father teach listen to his son, um, how to overcome this. Let me check if screen sharing is. Let me stop sharing. All right. So uh, we will try to understand that it is very nice story and very short story. So one day what happens? One father see his children, his son, that he was always uh, very angry. So he was not responding appropriately to his father, and father was very tensed. How I can teach a lesson to my son, and he is not properly behaving. So, and that son had a very bad temper actually. So one day what his father did, his father gave him a bag of nails and told him that each time he lost his temper and he must hammer a nail into the back of the fence. There was a fence, no, of wood. So he said that whenever you get angry, you just hammer a nail. Nail means like killa or keel, we call it as. So you have to hammer that nail into that fence. So that exercise his father, that son's father, gave him. So the first day, that boy hammered 37 nails. First day, it means that boy got angry uh, 37 times. 37 times that boy got angry, and he nailed around 37 nails. Okay, he hammered. After over the next few weeks, what happens that he got to know that why my father has given me this exercise. Now, my father wants me to control my anger. So he realized that. Okay, so then he started thinking that how I can control my anger. Okay, then what he did, he uh, he started trying to control his anger. So next week onwards, so the hammering of nails become very less, almost like becomes half, became half. And then first week, first day like 37, he hammered nails, and second week it dropped to just 15 nails, he hammered. And again third week it became 5 nails. Okay, 5 nails he hammered in the same log of fence. And after that it became 0. Okay, then finally that day came when the boy did not lose his temper at all, and he informed his father about his achievement. His father told him that for every single day he held his temper, he should pull out one nail from the fence. His father given him a task that now, since you have learned to control the anger, now as a day passes, like one day passed, and you have not become angry, then you have to pull out one nail which you hammered in the fence. So that boy started pulling out one by one each day, and then he informed his father about his achievement. Okay, then his father said, "Now you have done a good job, but look at the holes." Now, when he pulled out the nails from the fence, then what his father showed him that, see in the log, in the fence, now you have the holes, correct? But look at the holes in the fence. The fence will never be the same, correct? Though that fence will have so many holes, we can see that in the fence. If we keep on hammering nails in the wall, so after let's say after a month, we will find so many holes in our wall. That is what his father was trying to explain him. So what happens, when actually our temper goes, uh, when we come out of temper or anger, uh, then what happens? It leaves scar. It leaves very deepened scar. The way we have seen the holes in the wall, correct? So this is how the anger is so bad. Sometimes we speak so badly to the other person, so that imprints or that leaves a scar. And that scar can never be uh, corrected or never be uh, never be made normal. Holes can never be the logs, the fence which was nailed by the hammer, uh, and nails hammered in that. So holes, so that hole can't be filled. So this is how the anger is. So it leaves a scar. Okay, and for example, like if we have a knife and we put a knife, in or if we cut anyone with that knife, then that knife, that cut, it cuts the body, and the wound will get formed there, and it will look so ugly, and that's after, like that wound will try to uh, get normal, but after 1 month or 2 months there will be a scar, no? Scar of that wound. So this is how anger also leaves a scar when we do it. So that's why we have to be very careful when we are dealing with you know anger. So we should never, or never become angry, no? We should not speak insensitively or carelessly to prove our point, and without trying to understand the circumstances or situation of others. Always we have to keep in others' shoes while talking to them. Now understand what is his point of view, why he is behaving like this. Now why my child is not listening to me. So you have to understand his perspective also. But what generally we do, we try to impose what we have learned, or he should listen to me. But we are not keeping ourselves in our children's shoe, and dealing such situations. So we have to always keep ourselves in other shoes and think and then speak. So it will not leave any kind of a scar. So that's why whenever you feel angry, please don't get burst out. You control it, hold it, na? Drink some water. Don't immediately speak anything. No need to jump on, and no need to prove yourself that I am right. I have this point of view. Don't be like this. na? Everyone knows what you are. Don't try to prove yourself you are the best. Okay. Mm. So that is why, to cultivate these things, we have to be very matured and sensitive. Then only it will be possible for us to deal with such situation or anger. So that's why we have to be very sensitive. And now we will just how to overcome this. So I have a problem. Okay, I have problem of anger. Okay, now we have got to know this. All right, now how to overcome this problem. All right, so now we will talk about that. In Bhagavad Gita, na shloka, what we have seen, the cause of the anger, and how the pitfalls of the anger, na? What are the demerits of anger, that we have seen. So now we will just uh, ponder on the resolution of how we can overcome this anger. So so the best way to overcome this is yoga. And in Vedic text, actually, it is mentioned that the best way is doing like calm yourself, sit properly, straight, and take deep breathing. As soon as like you start getting angry, then that time just divert your mind. Take deep breathe and exhale. Inhale, exhale deeply. So that will calm down your anger. Now what happens, like when you feel of becoming angry, so as soon at the time that like you felt that I have to get angry, or it is very spontaneous actually. We never try to become angry. It is very spontaneous. It automatically comes up. So but that time we have to take deep breath or drink a glass of water, or chant the holy name. So we recommend to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It's Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Now chant this Mahamantra, you know, and that this will just dilute your anger. This will make you calm, and you will not respond abruptly to that situation. You will respond calmly to that situation. So this is a trick actually. This is what we have to implement or follow. And it is also very easy also, correct? And just we have to chant the holy names, and we have to drink water. We have to take deep breathe 2 3 times, or we have to just get out of that situation somehow. If you're talking on phone with someone, just disconnect it quickly. As soon as um you become angry, you feel, you must have you must feel that I am feeling to become angry on this person now. I'm losing my temper, I'm going to burst out now, it is over. Okay, so that time immediately you cut your phone. Don't burst out, please. It will spoil your relationship. As we have heard, it will leaves a scar, and that scar will never be uh, never become normal. It will be visible always. ना? ये one saying also come ना, रहीमन धागा प्रेम का मत तोड़ो चटकाए, टूटे से फिर ना जुड़े, जुड़े गांठ पड़ जाए. So, so so when if a thread is broken, so when we bind that thread, one knot will come. So that will always be visible. So now that thread has a one knot in between. Now that thread is not straight. So that is why we have to be very very conscious when we are dealing with our friends or colleagues or anyone, elders or our juniors. We have to be very cool and calm. na? We have to control anger. Anger is not at all good for us, and even we can see that it is bad for our health also, correct? We become, our blood pressure goes high when we get angry. We become red, mm, and we start shivering also sometimes. Okay, this is because like blood pressure increases when we get angry. Okay, and when blood pressure gets increase, then what happens? It will hurt our heart. It is not good for our heart. Our heart will become very weak because of this high blood pressure. So please avoid this. Okay? And if we will tell this to our children, so from their tender age, if they will know that this is not good for us, so they will not become angry. no? They will control that, and they will know that what I have to do when I will feel angry. If we will not control them, or if we will not teach them the bad of anger, then they will keep on becoming angry, or they keep on losing their temper on us also. Many times, like I have two kids, I have seen that sometimes they become very angry. They never listen, or they behave very differently. uh. So that time we have to tell them such stories. We have to make them understand this topic practically, how the father made his son realize the story which we have gone through, correct? So that way we have to teach our children. Now we have to give them some exercise. If you are getting angry, now, write down something, or give some kind of a better punishment to them, so that they will learn something with that punishment. That kind of punishment you give them, or so that like they should understand the the demerits of this anger, how anger will affect their life. So give them, so they, it will somehow it will be register in their subconscious mind that this is not good. So from childhood only they will stop becoming angry. Okay, so that way we have to think on this, actually the practical implementation of such things. Give them some kind of cleaning house, one punishment. Now since if you lose your anger, now go and clean one bedroom, kitchen, or wash utensils, that kind of punishment you give them. So see, ask them, see now, today you have got 3 4 punishments, make a note of it somewhere in the notebook or in the chart, prepare a chart also for children. If really you want your children to overcome anger, so these things, these steps you have to take it. Or if you just keep on telling them don't get angry, don't get angry, they will not learn it. You have to practically explain them how to overcome anger, then it will be helpful for them, because nowadays so many times we tell children, do this, do that, they never do that, because they have, now they know that we keep on telling them, and they are not taking us seriously, no? So that's why practically explain them, then they will feel good. Okay, and they will learn something. So let's check it out, what next we have in our slide. We are now nearing to end our session. Okay, so this was a kind of a fencing log. So this boy is uh, hammering nail in the log fence. So this was the exercise given by father. And how to overcome anger, we have seen, take deep breath, drink full glass of water, and chant the holy names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And this is like a chanting meditation. Whenever, like, during my live classes, I make my children to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 10 times, 10 or 11 times, like that, so that they should become used to with this. So you can also ask your children to chant this mantra. Now, this mantra has um, lot of very powerful, and lot of benefits we will get, spiritually, mentally, lot of things we will be going to get it. I have already taken sessions also on this, and those sessions are available on my website, school.kidslifestylehub.com. Or in my previous sessions also, I have covered this many times. So you can take a reference from there. So here we can see one very important shloka from Brahmanaradi Puran, which is Harir Nama, Harir Nameva Kevalam, Kalau Nastev Gatir Anyatha. Now here God says this name 3 times. Harir Nam, Harir Nam means the God's name. Hari name. Hari means Krishna's name. Krishna's name, Krishna's name, Krishna's name. Kevalam only. Kalo Nastev. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way, to get the liberation. There is no other way. We will deliver just by taking Hari's name, Krishna's name, chanting this Mahamantra. Okay, this is the only, because in Kali Yuga, Krishna present in the form of name, in holy name. Krishna will never appear now in the form of God with like this, the photo which we are seeing here. Now Krishna is in the form of deities. This is also Krishna himself. Krishna says that I am not different from my deities, and I'm not different from name. So this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is also Krishna. So when we keep on chanting this mantra, Krishna automatically appears on our tongue, and he becomes kind of a guide. He will guide internally to us if we get stuck, or if we are lacking something, he will provide us that. If we are lacking in memorizing, or if we have a very bad handwriting, or if we have something which is not appropriate, so that Krishna will make it appropriate. The shloka, one shloka comes na, mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhaite girim yat kripatamham mande Sri Guru Dinataranam. Shloka says that the pangum, the who is mukam karoti vachalam, na? When we get the mercy of Krishna or Guru, then the one who is uh, dumb, no, who is not able to speak, he will be able to speak, no, with the mercy of Krishna or with the mercy of Guru. And the one who is handicapped, he is not able to walk also, he will cross big mountain. That is what being said in this shloka. So we have to take it very seriously. Na? Everything is possible with the mercy of Krishna and Guru. When Guru or Krishna gives us mercy, then the thing which is not possible will become possible for us. So this anger is not something not which is we are not able to control it, or it will be possible when we start working on it. And you don't get associate with a person who is showing full of anger. Avoid them, don't meet with them, avoid them. So if you will meet such person, then automatically that anger will keep on flowing in you also. Or if you are you have no choice that you have to interact with such people, then what you have to do, you have to tolerate them. You have to drink water, don't react. When you will not react, they will stop making you angry. Because they are making you angry. Why they are making you angry? Because you are getting angry, and they like it that you always be angry. No? So they are just poking you. Hmm? They instigating you that you become angry. Hmm? So don't fall in their trap. So you just don't give them reaction. As I can recall one kind of thing, that during school times and during college time, friends used to tease us. So the friend who was not liking it, all friends used to tease them a lot. Huh? You can see that. So that is why we don't have to react. Children also, so should remember that if someone is targeting you, na, then don't become their target. Na. Don't react. So when you will not react, they will switch from you to someone else. Okay. So that is how uh, you have to not react. Learn to not react. Hmm? Just if you're not able to tolerate, just go somewhere else. uh, when you're becoming very angry again. One more thing, so when you have to show anger, because anger is part of us, it is within us, so we can like divert it, or but sometimes there are situation comes where you have to get angry. So it is good also. In such scenario, you have to get angry if someone is misbehaving with your brother, sister, with your wife, with your mother, with your father. So that time you have to get angry, on the person who is behaving like that. So that is allowed, and that anger is must. So there you should not tolerate. There you show up your anger. Sometimes what happens, showing anger stop such activity also, the bad activity if someone is doing. uh, if we show them anger, if we raise our eyebrows, then that person, will become alert, and that person will never do the bad. Correct. So that time we have to show our anger. We have to utilize. If somebody is uh, giving trouble to our friend, uh, our close friend, then we should not tolerate. We should burst our anger there, but understand it. I mean, just burst your anger, and in a control way. You should not give anger to control you. You control your anger whenever needed. You just do the required anger and take it back. So as we see, our children also sometimes irritate us a lot, and we become angry. So it is fine. Our children, uh, but we have to be very conscious. We should not have bad feelings about our children. So we have to accept it, and we have to sometimes shout on them. So that is also part of anger, but it is for good. no? It is for their good. We are shouting on them. Okay, so that is accepted, but it should not become a practice. You always keep on just shouting on them, so they will not take you seriously. If you will always keep on losing your temper on them, you have to like once in a month or once in a week. If they do very badly, then you have to lose your temper. Not always. Uh, Otherwise they will lose kind of interest, or the magnitude of your anger will be lost. The importance of your anger will be lost. All right, so thank you so much for joining today's session, and please do comment, and how, whether you liked this session or not, and what kind of improvement I shall bring. So you can feel free to write this. I will try to improve myself, and I'll try. This is kind of first time I have come live on YouTube. So thank you so much for hearing me. And if you have not subscribed my channel, please go ahead and subscribe it. And post in the comment box which next topic you want me to cover or talk on. Okay. And I would like to take opportunity to tell you that we have structured uh, courses also. It's a free of cost courses available on my website, so you can go through that, and you can understand it, and you can anytime you can watch it. School.kidslifestylehub.com. Anytime you can go through it, watch it, and you can complete that courses, so you will learn a lot of things from there. All right. So my purpose is to educate children, to give them the spiritual knowledge. So that is my aim. And I daily on weekdays I take 10 to 10:30 Bhagavad Gita sessions also. So please, if possible, try to join. There is a WhatsApp group link also. You can see my other videos there. You can find the link. So join the WhatsApp group through that link, where I post Zoom meeting link in that group. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening to me. And thank you. Please give me support. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna to everyone.